Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! So today is our episode of Say What with Wah and Chris. I'm Wah. She's Chris. She went to go get herself some vino, as I have. So you go and get yourself some vino so that we can all be feeling real good and saucy, for this entire video. I also have my agua. You know what I'm saying? You got to balance it out. You got to balance it out. So thank you guys so much for being here. I feel like my image is a little delayed. Only 9 people in the room? Come on, we can do better than that. As always would say what, we get started about 5 minutes in. So at 8:05, we're going to get started, and we appreciate you guys for being here. We appreciate all the love and support. And yeah, so there's that. Okay. So we're just going to set on up here, going ahead and take this time to give this video a thumbs up. You know you're going to like it. You come back week after week, you enjoy it. Give us a little thumbs up so that people who are on YouTube can get a little notification that we are on YouTube every Thursday, 8 p.m. Here she is with a beef jerky. Not only did she get wine, she also got a full bottle, whatever that is, mangoes, and beef jerky. So she's ready. If you guys have any questions about the wig, it is in the comments section below, or it's in the description box if you guys want to do the wig. Chris, talk about yourself. Go.
Well, I just love that wig so much. It's one of my favorites. I mean, I know all your wigs, and this one is so youthful. I just feel like it's really fun. It's just like, it makes me feel like, I don't know. It also makes me feel like this, out of all your wigs, and this is insane for me to say, is the most your truest self and or more like a natural look for you. They're all natural looking, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if I was just for some reason to have to like pick one for the rest of your life, like this one suits you in a very like Waht way, in a Waht way.
Oh, that's nice. I feel like it's super big. Like, this is one I would never wear in public because it's so big. Like, I think if you saw it in public, you'd be like, wow, that wig is really large. It doesn't look like that on camera, but like in real life, it's like, it makes me go, oh, I can never wear this out in public.
Interesting. I mean, I'm gonna like, I take your opinion. So sure. Just, I don't want to tell you what my wine is, because my wine is my favorite wine, and I'm going to have it be my thing I'm into. I'm so excited that people are here. It's like Thursday. I'm so happy to see some new names, some old favorites, and I really appreciate everyone who obviously comes, likes the video, thumbs it up, like knows that's annoying for us to ask, but like we have to because it's part of like the whole YouTube thing or whatever. And like people who give comments that are insightful or different, or even if they're contrarian, if they're insightful or different and they have some sort of like unique perspective, that's great. Obviously, sometimes I can be a little annoyed at comments that are just basically like, I don't like me, but you know what, my loves, here we are. Thursday Eve. We don't know what's going to happen with the world in Los Angeles. We might go back to masks this weekend. So, oh yeah. So this is what we have, truly. And for the rest of our lives, know this. We have our friends, our family, the love in our lives. We have as much health as we can muster. And that's why it's important to take good care of both your physical and your mental state. And we have the art and work that we've created. And I hope that in some way, whatever you do, whatever you create, whatever you work on is your art. It doesn't have to be like something that's taught in a fancy French school. So that's what we have, or at least that's what we can like fall back on. And when I say health in the middle of COVID, I'm talking about the health that we can work on. I mean, obviously people have issues. Anyway, all I'm saying is live life in the present moment, have fun, because we never know what's going to happen, right? Cheers.
Boop. Also, Chris, if you want to take it in that hand and just kind of like click it in the opposite direction you think it would go, and we can clink.
Yeah. Well, I have a question. Are we going to get to some point in our lives where we have like sound effects or no?
Maybe. Here we go. Hey guys, welcome to Say What with Juan Chris. I'm Waht.
And I'm Chris.
And this is Say What. So this is episode number 17. We're going to be having a lot of topics tonight. We're both drinking wine. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you haven't. We appreciate your love and support. This is a weekly show that eventually I would like to take to being a podcast, because we do have the capability of recording just the audio and putting it out there in the world. But we wanted to get a couple episodes under our belt. Right now, we talk about social media and pop culture issues that have happened in the past week. We don't talk about every single thing, but it's an hour show, and we love you guys, and we love your support. Okay. What kind of wine are you having? I am having a red blend, but later on in the evening, as Chris just stated, we are going to be mentioning what we are into, and a happenstance that we are both into wines, because I've already got the picture of my wine. So Chris, any moment you want to send me the picture of your wine so that I can plug it in and get it ready, that would be amazing. Okay, cheers, says Summer of Dragonfly. Chris, you know what? I just got an update from Baba Baby Binky Blanket.
Yeah.
And that is the very same. I don't know if you remember this person, but she used to comment, she still comments, is Jasmine Bella. It's the same person. She just changed her name. Like XX Jasmine Bella. And I was like, you tricky little tricky. She follows me on Snapchat, WICKEDWA. And she told me who she was. And I was like, girl, we've been knowing you. She was like, yeah.
I'll be honest. I don't know the name. I don't know the name Jasmine Bella. Maybe she was a little more on your channel than mine, but I know her by Baba Baby Blinky. I mean, how could I not? Like, that's obviously like a really great name. And she's been incredibly, present and also like very engaging in our topic. So, I mean, great. I love you. I really do. She's awesome.
Great. Okay, so let's jump into our first topic. We are going to talk about today, which is spelling bee with Zalia. Oh, shoot. Just all the time, super confused, always forgetting about what her name is. Zalia. Let me put a picture up so you guys know what I'm talking about. So there was a girl who in the real world was Aquila and the Bee. And her name is spelled Zaila. And God bless, she's going through a little bit of a situation with the acne right now because she's 13 years old.
Oh, sure.
And she has won the spelling bee, you know. The word she won was Morizia or Morariah, which is a type of plant in Australia. And she made a little joke and was like, does it come from the name of like a comedian from the 90s or something like that? And like the judges were like, ha ha ha, she's talking about Bill Murray. So the word was like Murazia. It was like Murra.
YA.
Murra. Yeah, YA or RAYA or something like that. And it was a joke, but she actually got it right. Jessie Lee, Tiana, oh my God, thank you. The moderators are here. I was wondering what we were going to do without the moderators. Hello.
Lisa's here.
Who?
Oh, is Lisa Sims here?
Lisa's not one of my moderators.
Oh, Lisa Sims, I'm sorry. Lisa, absolutely. I mean, she's one of mine. She's great. Anyway, Sway Jones is here all the time. She could be, I don't know. I'm just, telling people that they should be. Okay, Jessie Lee is. Oh, is that what you just said? Yeah. Okay, Mom, you know what we're looking at the thing. Okay, this is what I want to say about this woman. This woman is amazing. Also, I watched a bountiful amount of videos. Oh.
Can I stop you? She's not a woman. She's a child. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. You're absolutely right. This little girl is super, super cute and a child, but she, is like, oh no, the spelling thing is just like on the side or whatever. I'll tell you what I'm into and what I'm great at. Basketball. And she is. That child that will someday be a woman, not yet a girl, not yet a woman, honey, like Brittany, my God, free Brittany, and she is coming at it. God bless. She is like, man, is it this one side? I just picked it up. Like, you guys, like, will you guys train for this or something? Like, not a big deal. Haha. And she also has gotten like multiple Guinness Book of World Records, like, because she is like not only like a basketball player, she is a basketball expert handler. She's doing like, this This little girl, genius little girl, is juggling basketballs, like 6 of them, like a crazy, like a circus performer, honey. She's like twirling in such a way. I mean, she has a capability of focus and determination and confidence that I am just like, teach it, bottle it. I don't know, sell it, teach it, bottle it. I mean, that's a little star. God bless.
Yeah.
Ugh, yes.
Her last name is Avant-Garde, and I don't know if that is just like her stage last name that her parents have decided to give her because they know she's a superstar and she's going to go far. So she's like, it's Zaila or Zyla Avant-Garde is her name.
Yeah.
And the reason why I just wanted to point out that she's a little girl is because a lot of times, and this is just a side note, not saying Chris is doing this, but a lot of times Black children get classified as adults, whereas their non-Black counterparts won't get classified as adults. So I just wanted to go on ahead and put out there that she's 13 and so in no way should be classified as a woman, because she's not. She's definitely a girl, but not a woman. So that's just the only reason. And it's, Chris, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm just going, I just wanted to go on it. She definitely is multi-talented. She's in two Guinness Book of World Records, both for dribbling, like 6 balls at a time. And then like, I think while standing on a basketball, she can dribble. She also plays basketball like for her school or whatever. And then she won the spelling bee. And so she was being interviewed and they asked her like, are you good at everything? And she's like, no, I'm just good at everything that I do. And it was just like, hilarious. So that is just really what it is. And she's just a skillful child. And all over social media, everyone's been talking about now Akilah and the Bee is an autobiography because of Zyla or Zaila.
Yeah.
Their name. I'm going to learn how to say her name. Sorry if my connection's a little slow. Don't know what's going on. There's nothing on there. Okay, so that is something that I wanted, or a person that I would like to have acknowledged. The next thing that we are going to talk about on our list of things to talk about is this. So Megan Fox, who is like 45. I don't know how old Megan Fox is, but she's my age, if not older. Let me look. Megan, how old is Megan Fox? 35 years old. That's a lie. That is a bold face. That's a bold face lie. There is no way that this person is younger than me. Chris.
I mean,
is that not a bold face lie?
I don't know. Is she 4 years younger than me? She could be. I'm not quite sure. But I think that if she's lying, she's only lying by like 3 years. She's not 40. I don't know.
Oh, you don't think she's 40?
No, Kourtney Kardashian's 40, but Megan Fox isn't 40.
Oh. Okay.
I'm sorry. You know I'm with you always. But I guess in this moment I'm not. But keep talking.
No, I'm like, I would have definitely sworn that she was older than me, but I don't know. Like maybe she's not. I mean, I'm just like being like, I don't know, girl.
Anyways, Carter.
Like, who is that? That boy is some rapper who I did not know was white. Machine Gun Kelly or whatever, right?
Yes, that's Pink Owl. I wanna kiss you. I want to hug you. I want to kiss you.
So, anyways, so she's dating him, and I'm not saying that this is a part of Pink Owl. Is that Aaron Carter? I'm not saying that. Anyways, let me just tell you the story. So she's dating him, and apparently it's like a big deal that there's such a crazy age difference. So that's why I thought she was in her 40s, because it was like they were talking about how old is Machine Gun Kelly? Okay, so apparently like that's part of it. He's 31 years old. So then what the hell are they talking about? Like, she's not an older woman. They're the same age. What?
Well, honestly, the media is a nightmare. We all know that. And what they do to women is crazy, especially someone like Megan Fox, who they already ramped Megan Fox was supposed to be the it girl, and what the media did to her and what it's a whole situation.
Oh, is it a whole situation that you don't want to tell us about because you assume we all know?
Okay, so back in about like 15 or 10 years ago, she was in Michael Bay movies like the Transformers and stuff like that,
yes,
or whatever.
I was there.
And she came out and was just like, Michael Bay is how do I say this? Like, I mean, this is like me paraphrasing, but it's like giving you backstory. She like went on, I think like a some sort of interview circuit and said that Michael Bay made her
Uncomfortable.
wash his car in a bikini. So yes. And in a time in which, like, before Me Too, and she was kind of like, she never, like, it felt like she was penalized for that, because Megan Fox isn't like, obviously, the craziest, most amazing actress, but she's been pretty damn hot. Like, she's hot. She's a hot woman, like, and she's paid, the price both physically and mentally and literally physically at dermatologist's office for the 10 years to like continue to be the hot one. But I don't necessarily like this narrative that she's like this older woman or whatever. Like, I don't know exactly who's moving the PR wheel, but I will say that, like, there is a lot of information being written about her in Machine Gun Kelly. And she is also working with Hailey Bieber's stylist, Mauve. So she gets a lot of, like, looks articles, and as well as she's had some sort of Instagram drama with her ex, who of course is Brian Austin Green of 90210 fame. And Brian Austin Green and her have like traded Instagram comments, and some that she's deleted. Something that happened like last week was him posting a picture of him and his new woman saying like, it's so nice to have a soulmate that I can truly be like myself with, or something. And she like said something and deleted it. And it was a little bit like, all right, Megan Fox, like, I'm not going to say you're old or you're young, but women of a certain maturity level like us, like, we don't need to be on our ex's Instagram, like, leaving comments. Like, that's messy. And so because that's messy and because she gets written about, sometimes I'm like, well, how much is she chasing publicity? And the truth of the matter is, any celebrities you see in like the Post or Page Six, they want to be there. That's why all the Real Housewives are there. They want to be there.
Oh.
They're the one, like, and so it's a double-edged sword. It's the same thing as watching like 90-day couples and like commenting on a storyline that you also might know is fake. It's like, or Kardashians are like, why am I willingly give energy into this? But I will say she looks great. He's not as attractive. Their coupling, again, reminds me a little bit like Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker's coupling, which is like somewhat surprising of people that we know. Also not my physical type of men, but I'm also probably not their physical type of woman, obviously, because I'm nowhere near those two women. Anyway, but yeah, this is the story. So you haven't gotten to the story yet that we wanted to bring up, or maybe you did, and I'm so sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
There are two stories this week of women that Waht and I like either know, and this is Megan Fox, but also, Waht and I used to have like a fascination with Flip or Flop, right? With Christine and Tariq, before Christine and Tariq got divorced or whatever, and they've like subsequently moved on to like other people and maybe even got divorced. And those people are being written about all the time. So they are wanting it. Okay. Christine wants every post she gets, like, and she pays plenty for each post, like that publicity person is doing her good. So she got married to this guy named like Anstead, or I don't know. I don't even know who that person was. Yes, what?
You did not talk about Megan Fox. You skipped right over and started talking about Christina.
I know. So both these women, and I'm going to have these stories for you.
But we haven't talked about this story.
Is a story of women taking different kinds of drugs and going on a trip and talking about it. And by trip, I mean trip. So Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly went and did ayahuasca in what Megan describes as a native region with native people. And she describes it as they go, it's very rural. There's no amenities. It's not at all fancy or glamping or luxurious. It's the opposite. She goes and has like lemongrass tea. She pukes her mind out for like 3 hours. And then for 2 days, she experiences a trip. And I don't know if anyone here has done ayahuasca or can speak to this, but this is a whole thing that people have done. And of course, it's like, people describe it as an alternative therapy and or a way of isolating someone's problems or opening one's mind in the same way acid is or LSD is. So that's what Megan did. And then my parallel story with Christine of that Flip or Flop person is she went and did toad venom. Like, remember those old fashioned, like, I feel like cartoons or whatever, like remember the Homer Simpson, I think, like, or is it a Homer Simpson Simpsons episode where like Homer licks a frog and then like goes into some sort of Japanese anime like trip or whatever, but like licking frogs, the whole thing is anyone who licked a frog. I think that stuff is fascinating. Like LSD and acid is like, I understand that more because they're like chemicals, but like drinking ayahuasca is like, what is that actually? And like licking a toad venom is so like, the more natural it is, the more crazy it is. That's why shrooms is more of interest to me than like acid. Anyway, thoughts?
So I'm really excited for the ayahuasca. And all I was like, Chris, are you telling me that we need to go to Costa Rica and do ayahuasca? I do want to do it because they're like, it's a great alternative to like months and months and months of therapy. You just like come out and you're just like clear headed and you know what your purpose is and you know who, what, when, and where and why, you know? And I just was like, that is so interesting. Now, the toad venom, not for me. I thought that was weird, but I also thought it was interesting that Christina Musaka, I don't know. She changed her name, and now she's Christina Hahak because she married. Didn't she marry the guy who was doing the construction for her and Tariq?
I didn't know if he was that, and he was a constructor. His name was, and I mean, like, because his name is so crazy, Antstead or something like that. So she changed her name.
So what is Haak? Isn't the name of her boyfriend?
I think Hack, is her original name. She finally was like, oh, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to stick with, honey. So I'm just going to go back to that maiden. I think it's her maiden name.
Oh, and I'm saying Haak because there's 2 A's in it. And so usually when you have an ethnic name and it has 2 vowels next to it, you pronounce them individually.
Yeah, so but she's German.
Okay, so maybe it's like ha. I don't know. So anyways, yeah, she did ayahuasca in Costa Rica, and I was like, Chris, we have to go. I think that's a great idea.
I mean, Patricia's coming too. Okay, so great.
Who's Richard?
Patricia.
Oh, Patricia. Okay, great. Here's this. Patricia, oh my God, girls trip to Costa Rica. Okay, she wants to talk with me at the same time, even though she knows that you shouldn't talk at the same time. She just wants to talk with me. So
I know, but look at this guy underneath Patricia. You will die. Don't do it. I will die. I mean, like, could you imagine, like, Juan? I don't even know what I would do. I'd be so out of my mind. I don't want to do it. Like, listen, I don't want to do it. No, I'm scared. I've done shrooms and I'll do shrooms. Like, I think shrooms and Molly's what I'll do. Like Molly's, I know chemicals, so it's not really up my alley of that. But like, I probably eat. I'm just saying, like, of my life, it's Molly, shrooms, weed, and that's it. Like, unless at some point I get like a hospital or a doctor approved and given ketamine, maybe I'll do that. You know. Oh yeah, it's a whole thing now. That's another family. Yeah, that is a thing. You know what? It's so funny because we're talking about like ways in which people get therapy or whatever and like a drug thing. But one legal thing you can do is now, at least I don't know when I say legal, I mean, like, I don't know where you live, honey, but I'll tell you in California, you can get medically watched over ketamine drips. Or there's other ketamine ways to do it. That's what our friend did, you know. So yeah, like you can sometimes trip, but also like, I mean, I'm not quite sure what ketamine does. I think of it as a tranquilizer, which, I mean, that sounds great, you know?
There is a drag queen from New Zealand called Ketamine, and it's from that. So to me, I'm just like, her name is Kita and her last name is Mean, M-E-A-N. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that drug. I don't care. Like, to me, doctor prescribed medications are worse than anything natural ever. I've never done shrooms. And I would like to one day. I would just like to have a fresh batch of them, like so a fresh procured batch of them. I don't want anything old because I'm like scared I'll get sick. But ayahuasca, I think I watched. In fact, I know I watched Chelsea lately. Chelsea's one of her shows on Netflix where she did ayahuasca, and I was like, oh, I would like to try this. So I'm all about going to Central America and doing hallucinogenics. Is just like who I am as a person. So if you need to know anything about me, I haven't done it yet, but would I love to? Yes. And Patricia, you can come. I'm just saying. And you can come. You guys, did you guys know I was going to Missouri? I will be in Missouri next week. I'm not saying I'm going to be able to meet up with anybody, but just in case I am available, I just want you guys to know I'll be in Missouri from the 18th, which is a Sunday, but I'll get there at 7 p.m. And isn't it crazy? I'm leaving LA. I'm leaving Ontario Airport at 10:51, and then I have a 2-hour layover in Dallas, and then I'm not going to get to Missouri until like 7 p.m. So that sucks. Oh, look, Monica says that Lamar Odom does medical ketamine, which means I definitely don't want to do it because isn't he like a former crackhead? So I know you're not supposed to say crackhead anymore, but like I'm of that. I'm an old millennial, so I'll continue to say that. Vicky Vale says I'm really wanting to do shrooms, peyote, ayahuasca, even though I've never done hard drugs in my life. I don't think they're hard drugs, they're just hallucinogen. So, anywho, so let's move on to our next topic, which would be, let's just move on to Christina. So Christina used to be, her and her husband, Tariq, used to have a show on the HGT channel called Flip or Flop, where they would get into a house, buy it without it being inside of it, and then decide whether or not to flip it or just like flop it. And we watched her with her very basic ass. Like, this is a person, look at this person right now, okay? This is a woman whose roots and hair is done very professionally and seamlessly. When Chris and I first watched her, she had chunky, what are they called, Chris? Chunky plaits? Chunky
highlights.
Chunky highlights. And she had on the longest, like, white tipped nails ever. She was like giving us very much Orange County, but like Orange County trash, like an Orange County girl who can't wait to move from like Anaheim or Orange to Newport Beach. And it was just like, we would just watch her and her terrible taste. Like she's like, I'm going to redo the kitchen in grays and just like the most basic of basics. She wasn't actually designing anything. You know what I'm saying? You had like her and Joanna Gaines, who were holding down the fort of HGTV women who were like designing. And Christina was definitely the more on the comeuppance, or like the more like just like low grade version. It's like, okay, it would be like Joanna Gaines is like Advil, and Christina was Walmart brand ibuprofen. Like she was Equate ibuprofen. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't even get like an up and up Target from Christina. We were getting just like Equate. And then you had Joanna Gaines. So it was just like, what is her problem? Like, why is everything like a Subway backsplash? Why is everything just like a generic like track that you buy from Home Depot? Like, whereas Joanna Gaines was like, here are these little tiles that I've placed together and you grout and you put each one of them up. Like Christina was like, buy the whole slab and cut it.
Yeah.
They would flip these houses and it would look nice, but the actual quality of what they were putting in these houses was terrible. It was like Joanna Gaines was like getting marble and Christina was getting Formica. And you're just like, ma'am, you know you're on TV, right? Nobody's going to want to buy your house. But, you know, they were wildly successful and they did a good job. They even had their first child on there who every time that child was on camera, she was crying, honey, and nobody wanted to talk to her. It was just like, get this child off camera. Who cares? And so then, you know, she ended up leaving Tariq, who would just come. I mean, listen, we used to break them down, okay? It was like, Tariq is like a Middle Eastern man who was only with this like basically WT white lady from Orange County because he was infatuated with whiteness and blonde hair. Like he thought Christina took him to the top. And we were like, no, Tariq. No. So anyways, they had this baby and I remember Chris, he would come to site with like jeans and sandals.
Yeah. Well, that's what I want to say. I'm not trying to tell you. I don't want to jump on the wagon of like that Tariq was better than Christina, or Christina was white trash and Tariq wasn't, because Tariq would come in with those to a construction site, honey, with his toesies exposies, and I'm sorry, that's not it for me. So I think they're both trashy in their own way. He's half Arab trash, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna like say that she was something that he wasn't. And they both have like, I mean, hungrily licked the butthole of fame ever since. So that's why I don't feel bad talking about them. But yeah, like Christina would literally come in and be like, let's open this wall and this fireplace stack stone. Let's open this wall. Let's open stack stone in the fire. I mean, the same thing every time. Like, cause you know, like truly where you're in, it's also when you see the samples of what she's doing, you're like, that is literally what's at Home Depot. Like I mean, here's the thing. It made Waht and I be like, well, we just got to have some cash, honey, flip houses. No wonder why Andre's like $100,000 in cash. I can flip a house, because this is what it feels like you can do. And I'm sorry if you do you do house flipping, please tell me. I think it sounds fun, because this is what it is. Christine and Tariq were two real estate agents. They already know the lay of the land of Orange County. And Orange County is a big demographic. And if Orange County exists for you, you can really even, if you wanted to expand and you expanded your empire, you'd go to LA or San Diego. But Orange County is enough. There's so many pockets or whatever, like different price points or whatever. And their whole thing is it would go into inland Orange County, places like Yorba Linda or whatever, and Anaheim and Tustin. It was rare that they could, you know, it wouldn't, in the sense of there are many different pockets of parts, like they were rarely in, let's just say, like the mega mansions of Newport Coast. Well, of course, that makes sense. So they get houses that need to be flipped, and they would pay in cash, you know, and you usually pay around anywhere from 350, which is crazy sounding, but that's what they used to do, up until like $800,000 of a cash house, right? And then go in, and there were often homes that were made in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, and you would open up the space by creating a larger space, more open windows, and it would just be a bunch of grays and blues and the same white countertops and the same paneled floors, and they would just be like, it would just like, it was a formulaic plan. And they would indubitably at some point sell the house. And because they have had certain relationship with the contractors and they are knowing to keep their budget down, they would in fact make a profit. And it just seems like, well, okay, well, some really good planning and some networking skills and some like contracts with some, you know, like actual carpenters, you really can flip a house, honey. You can make a lot of money if you get a business started, but you do need that cold hard cash, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and they were doing like 2 or 3 houses at the same time.
Mm-hmm,
and so it was like and then on top of that, they were getting HGTV money. So they were not only were they making money from actually flipping these houses with their basic ass like design, you know, skills. Then on top of that, they were making HGTV money, and then they had a baby. And then the baby was always crying every episode. And so you could see progressively her just look better and better. And then all of a sudden she looked amazing. And we're just like, Christina's finally made it. But Chris and I watched her from the very beginning, like a first season flipper flop. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to say one thing about her hair. This is what was the crux for her hair thing. And this is very specific, and this is going to get me in trouble, but I will say this. For if you're blonde and, you know, if you're doing a blonde situation, the LA look as opposed to the Orange County look, which now has hopefully because it's been a couple of years, Orange County girls got into this, but at the time that could also be considered an Arizona look or a Lake Havasu look. And I am so sorry if this offends you, but the blonde look that is different from the LA look is a blended, mildly ombre looking balayage that Christina at the time wasn't doing. So that's why Waht and I were taken aback. And that's very specific. And you know that I'm a little bit snobby about this, but chunky highlights, when you see chunky highlights where you see the highlights, it's just not the look anymore. You need to root that. So that's what I'm talking about. So if I was to give constructive advice, it's if you are going and being that blonde, root your hair so that there is just this beautiful blend, and when it grows out, it looks good. And instead, when you have chunky highlights, you literally just see them grow out. It looks crazy. You have to constantly be doing them. You need to do that to yourself, and the look is dated. So that's what we're talking about, and we love you guys. Go ahead. Okay.
That's exactly what, yeah, it is. Okay, so we're gonna, no one's commenting, so everyone's just watching at us and doesn't know what we're talking about, but that's fine. We know what we're talking about. So anyways, Christina ended up breaking up with Tariq. They went their separate ways. She ended up dating their contractor, and then now she's not dating their contract anymore. She's dating somebody else, and they went to Costa Rica, and she licked a toad and said that she got her life.
She said she licked this toad, honey. Well, she didn't really. She like got injected with the frog venom, but that's the same thing. She said she found her way, that it was transformational. Please, I like want you to tell me if you have licked a toad or done ayahuasca, and like, is it just celebrities that get paid to say such things to get, I don't know, unsuspecting Americans to travel across the world to do a bunch of drugs in the Amazon jungles? Like, what is it? Is this a real thing? Because you'll see, Waht's already on the plane. So what is real is what we're asking you. What is real?
Okay. Yeah, we don't know. We do not know. All right. So the next topic that we are going to talk about on today is Gayle King, girl. Gayle King is real serious about the fact that if her family does not get vaccinated, they're not coming on Thanksgiving vacation. And let me say, if she's paying for a bunch of people to go on a Thanksgiving vacation, they better get vaccinated or they ain't going. Like, I completely support her choice to not want to be involved in that. Completely support her choice. Chris, what do you think?
I am so sorry. I didn't realize it was that she was paying for vacation. I thought it was just I thought it was just her saying Thanksgiving in itself. And the truth is either one is her choice to make or whatever.
Wait, quote, I have a problem with some members of my family, which I'm now going to ban for Thanksgiving vacation. That's just, go ahead.
Yeah. So I in my mind, I was like, oh, I didn't. Yeah. I just thought it was like Thanksgiving at her house or whatever. I don't know. This is how I feel. I made the choice to get the vaccine. My dad made the choice to get the vaccine. My mom made the choice to get the vaccine. Pretty much everyone I cared about did. Pretty much everyone I care about in this whole world got the vaccine. If you didn't get the vaccine, I don't personally feel like I want to shame you or make you feel bad or tell you to get it. There are certain things you can't do, like you can't travel to Canada right now. There might be other things. I don't feel the need to tell anyone how to live. Now, if I'm having something at my house and I want people to be there, I invite whoever I want, and that is my truth and that is my choice. At this point in my life, the people in my family that have gotten vaccinated are, again, the people I care about the most. So if I had a Thanksgiving and there were people that were unvaccinated, that's their choice. I feel like it's about personal liberty and personal responsibility. I would also tell you that if we had a surge, I wouldn't have a Thanksgiving. So in this, like if we're going into a Delta variant surge and if LA is going to mask, I personally also wouldn't have a Thanksgiving, huge ass celebration. But in the future, when we move on, let's just say this Delta variant wasn't happening, but some people were vaccinated like we are and some people weren't. I don't mind having Thanksgiving and having the people I loved vaccinated and the people that are like peripheral family members that come that don't want to or aren't. That's their choice. That's fine. Do them. I can't, but at the same time, this is not me telling you that Gayle's right or wrong. It's her home. And that's why she, her family can choose to come to her home or not, depending on whether they want a beautiful Thanksgiving meal by their rich family member or not, or whether they want to get the vaccine, honey. And if I was them, they get the vaccine because that's a lot of beautiful holidays I'd be missing out. It's Gayle King,
Yeah, and I honestly feel like if you're making a stance on whether or not you're going to get a vaccine, you have to be prepared for the outcome of that. And if you're well-to-do and wealthy family member who normally gives a Thanksgiving vacation says that they need you to get vaccinated, why would you argue with that? You don't have a leg to stand on because you're not contributing to something that they throw every single year.
Yeah.
So like you just know that your choice to not get the vaccine is just as big of a choice and just as big of an issue as those whose choice is to get a vaccine. And I think it's really interesting because right now at my job, we don't have to wear masks if we're vaccinated. And there are people who do have to wear a mask, and they have commentary on that. And I think to myself, why are you arguing this point down? You're obviously making a choice, and that's fine. We're okay with your choice. But the choice is that you are going to be somebody who is susceptible to contracting this, illness now, more so than me. So if the consequence is you having to continuously wear the mask, and that's just the consequences of your choices. So I'm like supportive of whatever, but I always think it's weird when people who choose to go against the grain want to argue down the point when it's just like, this is a choice. Everyone's making a choice. At this point, unfortunately, it's political, and you are making a choice. And it's not political, but it is polarized in the media.
Yes.
And it's seemingly political, because I do know that there are Republicans who are going to get it. But there are also Republicans and Democrats who are like, hell no, won't go. You know what I'm saying? So like, I have a friend who didn't get it. I mean, mainly because she was so far gone pregnant by the time it came out that she was just like, I'm not going to do it. I don't know what's going on. But like, if there are consequences for you choosing to not get it, then that's the consequences. So Vicky Vale says, I haven't been vaccinated. However, I work from home and I stay masked around everyone. I watch international news, and the reality is that people are still getting a variant with the vaccine. Oh yeah, absolutely. I know that to be true as well. So it's just, I just find it really interesting that there are people who have chosen not to get the vaccine, who are like upset about their liberties or something. And I'm like, people have died. Maybe you haven't known anybody who's died, but we've had people at my job be very upset with the unvaccinated people trying to like uncover their nose in order to breathe, because they're like, I had my grandparents pass away of COVID-19 and I wasn't serious about it until they died. So you haven't had anybody in your family die from it, then you don't necessarily know the impact that it has had on a lot of families within the US. I know a lot of families who have had it. They've had it. Their parents have had it. Their uncles have had it. No one's passed. And so they think, oh, it's nothing. But then you have other families who've been devastated by it. So it really just depends on your experience and what has happened in your life. And like I said, a choice is a choice. We all have to live with the consequences of our choice, periods, point blank. I don't think anyone's better than the other. I chose to because every day I was going to work worried that I was going to bring it back and kill my parents who were in their 60s and their 70s. So like, regardless of whatever your political beliefs are, I was like, I need to do it for my family because I don't want to harm anyone. So there's that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that it'd be smart. I think that it's smart to get vaccinated, or at least have like a vaccine test administered to people that you're going to like move around with. And so, Patricia, I get what you're saying. And Vicky Vale, I completely get what you're saying. I understand you being like, this is a new vaccine. I would like to just wait a little bit. Listen, I hope that people don't get mad at me for saying, whatever. I understand that. I don't care if people get mad at me. It's not what I decided to do, but I understand why you'd want to wait. Now, we all know a lot of things. You have to get vaccinated to be in the public school system. So vaccines are not a new thing where there are certain vaccines you have to have in order to commingle with other people who are vulnerable. So as we move on as a society, and as we start to learn certain things and what booster shots we need, at some point, the reasonable people will be vaccinated at some point, I assume. Now, if you don't want to get vaccinated, I feel like it's your personal liberty that you shouldn't be, but then you're going to, of course, going to have to abide by the rules of whatever people want you to do, because it's like, those are your choices. Your choices are you do you, honey, and then people get to do what they want to do, which is the businesses that don't want you flying around coughing on people and ruining people's lives. So It's both. You know, it really is. I mean, it's like somewhere in the boat that people just get to make their own choices for themselves in this world.
And I 100% agree with that. I just think the choices that you make yield consequences, and you have to be prepared for those consequences. So anyways, yeah. So I think Gail is absolutely within her rights to stop people or pay for people to go on flights and do things if they don't want to get vaccinated. I feel you 100%. All of those comments just came in at the same time, so I'm going to kind of let them simmer. So the next thing I want to talk about, this is a 4-minute video, but at first I want to give you guys a little context. So we've got this woman, Crying Karen is what they're naming her. She was in a Victoria's Secret, and I guess I'm not sure how this happened. I don't know what caused this woman to try to swat at this other lady for taking video of her. I don't know how anyone feels about video being taken of them. But this woman, from what it looks like, went to swat at this black lady, or at least slap her camera or her phone out of her hand in order to stop this black lady from video recording her. I don't know what prompted the woman to take out her phone and start video recording.
Obviously craziness. Sorry.
Huh? What?
Obviously craziness. I can't imagine. This was already so bananas. This is like I think this is one of the pinnacle Karen videos. I mean, what a subcategory of videos that we've gotten. But these Karen videos are intense. And this one is fucking nanas, what this Abigail Elchick girl does from Cedar Rapids, New Jersey. Okay.
So this is all the research. This is a mall in New Jersey, and this woman, this black lady, has gone into Victoria's Secret with her free panty card, and I'm going to add it to the stream now. And you're just going to see.
Now you are. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Well, go back.
Yes, Chris, I am.
Excuse. Now you are. Oh my God! Oh my God! Do you see this? Oh my God! I never thought nothing like this would happen to me. She just tried to run and hit me, and now she. Did you see her? You saw her, right? They all saw her. Oh my God! Karen had a breakdown. She tried to hit me. Ask your workers. She tried to hit me. She tried to hit me. Now I want security for you. Oh my God. Oh my God. You should have thought about that before you did what you did. Oh my God. This don't even feel real. This do not feel real.
First of all, this is a 4-minute video, but I also want to note how unbothered the staff is. Like, the staff is like, I don't get paid enough to deal with this. They're like, you can come around here. Go on ahead and just step up, ma'am. Yes, step up.
I didn't try to hit you. Please don't record me. Don't record me. Y'all had to get security. She charged me. If I wouldn't have ducked, she would. Oh no, you just wanted security for me, right? I want security for you now. No, don't cry. No. I want you to call security. Thank you. I just came to get my free panty. You know how you get the coupon in the mail? And I got to pick up my Converse boots from Nordstrom's. I don't know why this is happening to me. Don't charge me. Oh, you want to? Yeah, she... I'm scared to even approach her. Please. You scaring me. Like you gotta go postal. Don't record. No, why don't she walk away from me? No, I was here. No. We're not doing this. Why don't I walk away from her? Why don't she get away from me? She could get away. Go wherever you want to go. This is crazy. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. Ooh, Lord. You keep lying saying I'm threatening you, so I'm recording to protect myself. Yeah. Crazy lady. Okay, she attacked me and try to say I attacked her. You cut. Yeah, look at this. Get away from me! Oh, y'all better get this lady! Away from me! You're gonna get this. Get security! Get the phone! Security! Look at this. Yes, can y'all get her away from me? Get her away from me! Lord have mercy. Get her away from me! Get her away from me! No, I gotta just protect myself.
Okay. I think that's it. All right. So you guys, we just watched a 4-minute video of a woman. In the very beginning, you didn't see it, but she attempted to swat the phone out of the black lady's hand. And then immediately when she realized that she couldn't get the phone out of her hand, she just started to scream. And as Summer Dragonfly asks, why didn't they call security? Security ended up showing up. And then this woman ended up calling the police. And the police and even the people around her were very much like, why don't you stop what you're doing? Why, they tried to escort the black lady out, and she said, no, I still have more shopping to do. You need to go to get the crazy person who was screaming and dropped herself on the ground.
Yeah.
So it was just really interesting that, like, during this time when this whole thing is happening and this woman is simply just taking video. Now, I do see that her taking video could be considered antagonistic to this woman who's obviously asking for her to stop recording. However, the fact is that the woman swatted at her. So at this point now, there's no safe place because of the SWAT. And even women in the store were like, why don't you just stop recording and walk away? And it's on the principle of the thing, right? At this point, it's a principality that you are not allowed to get away with bad behavior. We're both at the clearance rack looking for, $1.99, $2 panties. And you do something rude to me. I say, excuse you, pull out my phone in which to record this interaction. And then all of a sudden you drop your little ass on the floor like a 4-year-old. Now, first, before we move on, I need to say, thank you so much for the super chat that I got earlier from Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale, thank you so much for the super chat. We 100% appreciate you. And then Dress Your Age. Hey, girl. She's definitely using her white tears in order to garner some kind of sympathy. And I think once she just got into the character, she just didn't want to leave the character. And she ended up just crying on the ground. And both the police and the small security ended up coming to the black lady. The black lady then created a police report, wanted a copy of the police report, documented the entire conversations with her and both security and the police to better understand why they weren't going after the crazy person who threw herself on the ground, and they were actually going after her. So I thought it was really interesting as to what was going on. And I think she did all that because she didn't want to go viral, but she ended up taking herself viral anyway.
Yeah, that was a comment we got, I think, from Sway Jones, of just this woman just screams the whole time to not stop recording, and then she proceeds to give a kind of performance where that it begs to keep watching. Okay, so there are two sides to look at this. That this white woman is experiencing a mental breakdown of some kind, a mental episode of some kind, or that B, that she is completely cognizant the whole time and using every facility to manipulate the situation. I do not know if it's black and or whatever. No, that's a bad. If it's A or B like that, it might be like A point B. I mean, I'm not quite sure. This woman is 19. I've said woman before. I say, by the way, I have a problem where I just call everyone. I miss age. Well, I don't know. She's 19, so she's a woman. What?
Who's 19?
Isn't Abigail Elchick 19?
The black lady?
No, the white lady.
Oh, that was a 19-year-old person? First of all, let me just say, thank you so much, Vicky, for the super chat. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. That was a 19-year-old person?
Okay, this is what I think. I don't know for 100% sure, and everything I say is what I tried to research, that she had gone, that she was. So what happened was Twitter, of course, tried to find information about her, that she, at one point, she had listed that she had a colonoscopy bag. So that she has a bag outside of her, honey, that like, okay, so I don't know if that's 100% real. I'm going to give you all the intel. This is what Twitter found out about her. That she had a dating profile that said that she had stomach issues and she had gotten like a colonoscopy or a colonoscopy bag. And so when she fake faints, people were like, oh, she's fake feigning on the side to not like hit her colonoscopy bag. I'm not saying that right. So another thing is that she maybe is a teacher or works with kids in the certain school district. So then they started to like post the school district's information, and the school district had to come out and be like, this person's never worked for us. We do not know this person, just like Mariah Carey. I know. So having said all that, in this day and age, this is self-defense what that black lady did. The black lady was in 100% self-defense. She had gotten swatted at, and that's when the video picks up. You see it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then immediately that person starts to have what looks like a manic episode or something, or a mental episode. What should happen is that they're going to go to court. The black lady sues the white lady. The white lady is either found competent or mentally incompetent. Either way, there are psychiatrists come and they say things. Either way, the black lady gets to have like pain and suffering money awarded to her. Okay. By the way, the black lady also has a GoFundMe where her original lawyer funds were like, please help me raise money to like, defend myself in court. It was like $20,000. And my God, she's like raising over $100,000 last time I looked, which was like 7 hours ago. So she's also a black Muslim, also a lady that like also is like a little bit of a homesteader, like makes her own soaps and salves and stuff like that. Like it's an organic farmer. So that's who the lady is that she's filming this. And I mean, yeah, when she shows her free panty coupon, like that's one thing that is like, well, this is like, I can't stop watching this. But the Abigail lady, which is the white lady's name, we think, she's going to, for the rest of her life, have this follow her, which should, of course, happen. And hopefully she learns a lesson. And I hope that other people learn a lesson, which is you fucking treat other people the way you'd want to be treated. And you are not better than other people. And no one's going to take your crazy ass shit, you crazy ass banshee. We have phones now.
But the security guard and the police officer still enacted in favor of the hysterical woman, which is the point to be had here. And that the people then expected the black lady to be the bigger person. And I've experienced this with my white friends too. When I've been around, like in college, when I've been around in situations that I've gotten upset because somebody was being antagonistic towards me, regardless of race or gender or whatever. And when I've, stood up and said something, and my friends have asked me to chill. And I'm like, but I'm not the one who said the thing.
Yeah.
And like, I just feel like in a lot of portions of my life, I have been asked to be the bigger person and to be the one to tamp everything down or like be calm because, that person is suffering or whatever. That person is either suffering from mental illness or that person is a white male, and like, don't argue with white male because they're not worth you arguing with. But I'm like, no, the white males need to stop bothering me. And the people with mental illness need to leave me alone. because I've got mental illness too. So like it's just kind of stuff like that. And I think that it's really interesting that that is still the outcome when everybody knows that they're going to be filmed. So stop it. Like, I just want one police officer to see a camera and be like, just change the narrative. One security guard see the phone and change the narrative, but none of them think it's them. And that's the bigger part for me. Karens are going to Karen, okay? And it was wild the way she was backing up and running. And the woman was like, leave me alone. And she's literally backing up from her. She's like, ma'am, I got to take this video recording because this is my evidence that I didn't do anything to you. Another thing is how unbothered the salespeople were. And there was a Black woman who was the manager, and she was like, she was talking to Karen. She was like, Abigail, she was like, calm down, you know, like, you know, she's not doing anything to you. And Abigail is trying to tell this like Black lady manager of the Victoria's Secrets, like, you know, she's bothering me. And she's like, actually, she's not. So I need you to calm down because nothing is actually happening to you. You are causing this. And it was just so interesting how everyone expects the person of color, the Black woman or whomever to be the one to just like de-escalate the situation. When it's like, no, you are not allowed to use your tears in order to manipulate the situation. So there's that.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, will you go up a little bit and put up a comment that has her YouTube channel? Florence Adeyemo. The Black woman's YouTube channel is Mama Africa Muslima. And okay, this is why I want to bring this up. So more information about this story. Okay, this is even more. Your girl deep dived. Okay. So this story broke because this lady who has, it's not her, you know, that's not her name. That's her YouTube channel's name. And she has, you know, a beautiful name that I just cannot say for you right now. And I am so sorry. Okay. So, but know this, she started showing these videos on TikTok. TikTok banned her, closed her account, and now we're allowing her videos to be like reposted by other people getting those views. So she's also like been wrong now by TikTok in this weird way for some horrible reason. So this is more information. Victoria's Secret came out, of course, just said like, we're reviewing the footage, blah, blah, blue, or whatever. But so there's that. Why I brought the GoFundMe is because, of course, what I want for this woman is for her to, the amount of times Abigail charged at Ms. Yukima with her fist in the air was proof that she really wanted to hurt her. Yeah. That she at one point falls to the ground. She like shakes, falls, and she gets up immediately and just runs around. I mean, you can't. I don't know. For someone who has passed out before in a completely different way, like low blood pressure, I think is like, sometimes I get low blood pressure or whatever. Like I'm just feeling like the times at which you passed out, you can't just get up and start running around. I mean, you just can't. You've passed out for a reason. It was because you were unable to keep consciousness in that moment. I mean, think about all these things. It's really, really, so having said that, I want this woman to get paid handsomely, honey, from this other white woman, or from this white woman named Abigail. I want her to get paid from the security or the mall. I want her to get paid from everything. I will say that I know a lot of people are coming for the other people in the store who were like, can you stop filming her? I don't know if they saw her. Listen, I don't want to make any excuses. I don't know if those other people saw the crazy banshee try and hit the other lady. I don't know if they're just watching the one woman record the other woman, the woman losing her goddamn mind about it. You know, I mean, the truth of the matter is the security and Victoria's Secret should have escalated the situation or de-escalated the situation by immediately removing, I mean, the screaming ground person. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
What would you have? I think I know what you would have done. What would you have done in this situation if you were in there?
I would have thrown myself in the middle of it. I'd be like, don't you attack this woman. I'd be like, I'm on your side. I would have been like, someone get a security person and get this person out of here. I mean, I would have been screaming. You can't, I mean, I've watched too many Karen videos. You understand that, like, I hate to say this, but it's like some sort of like horror porn that I have fantasized about being in a situation where I can somehow right the wrong and injustice of racism in my micro moment. If you think that I haven't fantasized about that, I have. No,
I know you
is
have.
that ignorant? Of course, but I'm being honest with you because I do have like a pure heart. Yes, of course. I think that I want in the moment would be like, you cannot talk to her that way. And why isn't someone getting this woman out of here? And oh my God, just so you know, I have your back and I will stay here for 3 hours and make a police report with you. You are not going to be hurt and I see you. I think I'd be crying. I think I'd be really upset. Wow. Okay. Okay. So what? Am I bad? Yes.
The reason why is because you are, and I've said this before, and you're going to be mad at me. You are a Karen. And so, like me, I would have been there and I would have witnessed it. And maybe I would have recorded it. But I definitely wouldn't have used my vocal cords in any moment of this. Whereas Chris would have been like, I'm an ally.
Karen, I mean,
I know I look white, but I'm not.
Why you can't call me a Karen? You're calling me a Karen because you think I get involved in other people's business. I know, because you think I get involved in other people's business, and that's what, but this Karen is not getting involved in other people's business. This Karen is trying to get someone hurt. I wouldn't. I mean,
okay,
I'm only the only person I'm trying to get hurt is myself. Then fine, from what you're saying. I would never hurt someone, Waht.
What?
I would never hurt someone.
I don't think you are going to hurt anybody, but I definitely do think that there are moments where you are just like in the business. Like it's one thing to just kind of make sure that things are okay, but it's another thing to insert yourself, and you would have inserted yourself. And then if I were with you, would have had to then insert myself because I cannot see you get trampled on. And this is why I am low-key terrified of being with you and then having a situation happen and having you be like, wah! You'd be like, fuck. Okay, Chris, I'm here. Okay, yes, I'm here to fight for Chris because she has definitely been staring at this situation.
If I was there watching that crazy ass banshee white woman, I actually probably wouldn't say anything to the white woman, but I absolutely would. I could not have a moment where I don't acknowledge to this Black lady.
Okay.
Listen to me. That I am here for her, and if she needs something, if she needs help, if she needs support, I am not going to just walk away. So she's recording. I would look at her. I would look at her, or even just like slightly be like, I'm watching. I don't know what to tell you. I would. Okay.
Yeah, and that's fine. I think if you were to just be like, just move yourself to the situation and just kind of stand there, because that's what I've done before. When I've seen people acting up, I just kind of like mosey my way over and I just stand there. Somebody makes eye contact with me and I'm just like, but am I going to be vocal? No, I'm just going to stand there and I'm going to witness it. So when anything goes down, that I would be like, okay, you know, I'm there. I've done that where I've been like staring at a police officer when they pulled over a Black man and handcuffed him. I've been like in my car, like, no, don't worry about me. I'm not gonna interfere. But I'm watching
you.
Yeah, I'm witnessing this. So I'm not going to interfere. I'm not gonna ask you no questions. But I am going to witness this because I think that's my job to witness it. So if you had just decided to witness it and to just kind of stand there, but the moment you were like, ma'am, I'd have been like, oh shit. Because, you know, crazy lady would have come to you and tried to get you on her side and been all in your face. And then you would have had to like manage that.
I'm trying to think about like what my utmost reactions are to give comfort to the Black lady or support to the Black lady. So she feels secure or stable, like she's not fucking alone in this situation and then I would make eyes at the Victoria's Secret people to be like, I think I would. Yeah.
All right. That's all I want to know.
I don't know what to tell you. But you know, who knows? I think
You're
that
not
I'm
wrong.
The minute the other people at the counter was like, stop recording her, I'd be like, well, she needs to. No, she's fine. She's good. why don't you tell that one to? I mean, I don't know why. You know,
Yeah.
that's what's happening. How much time I have?
You know what it is? I just worry about me and like the fact that I would actually be with you at the time, and then I would have to like stop somebody from stomping you in the face, and then I would have to like get involved in this. Whereas, you know, I get what you're saying. Okay, so now let's move on to Saraya agrees with you. Everybody agrees with you, so you're fine. Now I'm gonna move on. Listen, Summer Dragonfly says, I don't see Chris as a Karen. She's opinionated, but so am I. You don't know her. Anyway, so the next thing we're going to talk about is our segment called What Are You Into? Is that what it's called?
I'm into it. What are you into?
So here are the two things that I'm into. I am into Zinfandel wines, specifically this one. I guess you can't see it, but anyways, these two, I'm going to bounce them back and forth. One of them is Federalist, and it is a Zinfandel, and I got it at Total Wines. I'm sure you can get it somewhere else, and it is aged in a bourbon barrel for I think 60 days, and it is tasty. The next one is this Zinfandel. I don't have the name of it. Let's see. I'll go on and say it to you. This one is delicious. I love it as well. It's giving me, it just has like a nice flavor to it that I enjoy. Ooh, special offer, $5 off for you. What is this? Let me just go ahead and save this offer because Chris and I are seeing Christina on Saturday. And P.S. let me just say that every time I say I'm going to see Christina, people look at me blankly and I feel some kind of way about it. I really do feel some kind of way about it.
Because they're young, they're too young, and they don't know who Christina is.
I don't know, but I said to my new boss, I was like, I'm gonna go see Christina, and she looked at me, and I said, what if I said I'm going to see Brittany? And she's like, oh, and I said, okay, now I'm gonna say I'm gonna see Christina, and she's like, Aguilera, and I was like, what other fucking who else is there? Are you kidding me? Are people now not understanding when you say you're going to see Christina? People don't know who you're talking about. And I was just she's not the first person to say that.
Wow.
So this one is called Macchia Zinfandel. Macchia. I love it. So if you're at all interested in this one is Federalist bourbon barrel aged. So they're different in price point. I like the Federalist more, which is great because it's only $16, which is wonderful. Up my alley. But anyway, so that's what I'm bringing to Christina on Saturday. And if you guys didn't know, Christina Aguilera. You know,
I wonder, like, what if you had said ex-Tina? Do you think
maybe that would have made a difference? But I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, how do you not know what I'm talking about?
Ex-Tina? I'm seeing, yeah. People are saying you'd have to say Aguilera. I mean, like, you know, Christina Aguilera. I'm very excited because one other whole thing is that she's playing with the Philharmonic. So it's like Christina, you know, like creating and curating a set list that will take advantage of a beautiful outdoor symphony. I mean, gorgeous. So yeah, wine. I had to think about what I was going to bring, Waht, but I'm glad we're talking about this. Also, Waht, when you come to my house, when we'll guess we can talk about like when you can come. Can you come? Anyway, we'll talk about that. So are you into? Oh, let me just say this. So Patricia asked me, what is the name of the wine app? Vivino is the app that I like on the App Store, where I literally can just take pictures in the moment at the store or when I'm at a restaurant or when I'm at a party. This is what the icon looks like. Anyway, Vivino. And it snaps it right there, uploads it, and gives you like ratings on it, a little history on it, the notes of it. You can then go ahead and like judge what you like. So yeah, you know, if you don't know, Waht has issues with migraines and so headaches, and so for so long she wouldn't drink at all because she was afraid it would be you know, something that would give her a headache. But for some reason, honey, she started experimenting and now she drinks all the time, you know. So that's what that is. Go ahead, Waht.
So what is happening is that from the age of 19 until yesterday, Um, 19 to like, I want to say March of this year, I have not been able to have any kind of alcoholic beverage without getting a searing migraine. After I had my fibroid surgery, and let me tell you, the only reason why is because every once in a while, like every year or so, I try to experiment with alcohol. And every year I get sick from having a drink. And so while I was on while I was on a leave of absence from work and recovering, I just told my sister, I really want to try a bebidas. And so I said, I want a margarita. Like, I just want a margarita. I haven't had one. I would love to taste one. I want one. So she went and we got some like just like basic liquor store margarita, like a pre-mixed like Jose Cuervo like situation. And I had it and I didn't get sick. And so then I was like, huh. So then I had another bebidas the next day. It was the same one, didn't get sick. So I said, okay, if I can have like tequila, like I'm not sure what it is. And so we tried different things. And the last thing I tried was wine. And I'm here now. And I'm like making up for lost time. And it's like, you guys have no idea how not debilitating, but how much of a certain experience of life I have missed out on because I don't drink. I've not been able to do a legal substance in public and feel calm and relaxed. I've not been able to come home and just like go to a liquor store and purchase a bebidas and just chill. I've not been able to do that. I've only ever been able to do that one other time in Belize. Randomly, I was drinking some stout beer and I didn't get ill. And I thought it was because I had so much water afterwards because I was worried about getting sick or getting a blazing migraine. And it's to the point now where I even wake up in the middle of the night feeling like, oh my God, I have alcohol in my system. Ugh. And I just go and get some water and I wake up feeling fine. Except for the night that I had my party. The next day I woke up with a slight headache. And it wasn't even a migraine. It was just like a headache. And I was like, Chris, I'm having a slight headache. And she's like, I believe that is called being hungover. And I was like, no, hungover, it means that you can't do anything. But a girl, I had fully mopped all the surfaces. You know what I'm saying? I fully mopped all the floors. I had fully cleaned all the kitchens. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, no, I'm not hungover. I just have a little bit of headache. And so you explained to me what it was. So listen, and a lot of people in my life are very judgmental of the fact that I'm all of a sudden drinking. And like, people are like, okay. And like yesterday I was a little saucy and I put something up a little racy on Instagram that I normally would not have put up. And I this morning woke up and was like, let me take this shit down because this is like not who I is. But like, yeah, because I'm just like, oh my God, you guys, like I am missing out on the whole thing. Now, here's the truth. In October, I'm going to start to try to go through the fertility situation. So I'm not going to be able to drink forever. But while we're here and while we're a little bit post-pandemic, she will be having her vino and no one's going to make me feel any kind of way about it. And if you try to make me feel a way about it, I'm going to block you.
Yeah. Wait, so I was going to say like, just, I didn't actually say what I was into yet, which is the brand of wine I'm drinking, which I will say, but I just want to know this and ask you this, which is, are you saying that you woke up to DMs from people about your stories?
No, I woke up and looked at my stories and I was like, what?
Okay. But no one.
Yeah. Cause I was just like, I was feeling myself yesterday because I had on that shirt, which only looks good from like right below the titties up. And then after that, it's just like a lot of panza, just a lot of belly hanging out. So I was like,
panza is belly in Spanish?
It's just like gut. Yeah. Panza. Okay. I don't know if it's the official word for stomach, but it's like when you say you have a panza, it means you have like a belly.
Oh, I have so much panza. Mucho panza. Yeah. Mucha panza. Okay. But okay. That's all right. I just want to make sure that you weren't like, I don't know, because the way you said it was like other people are saying things to me and I woke up and I was like, if someone DM'd you something about your Instagram stories, you tell me. Tell me what it is.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry, Chris. And also the same thing for you. Like when people try to come for Chris in my channel, in the comment section telling me that they would rather just see me. Oh, you're blocked. So maybe you're able to see my content, but you're not able to comment. And like, I will remember your name because you're on the block list. And so you'll be on my shit list. Like, I don't understand this. And this is not for you guys that are in the comment section now. This is not for the lovely individuals who watch this. This is for the 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 errant people who want to come on my channel and tell me about my friend, or say that they don't like the way my friend makes looks in the camera. I'm the only person that can tell Chris that they don't like the way she makes looks in the cameras, okay? Because I know her. And yes, sometimes this like posing makes me uncomfortable because I'm like, girl, you're trying to look better than me. I'm not trying to fight you. But then I have to realize that it's not Chris trying to outdo me. It's Chris trying to outdo herself and make herself look as good as possible. Because I've been to the bar where Chris has been standing there talking to me like, and I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? And I realized that she's posing because she's worried that if the off chance of some random individual looking at her, she wants them to see her like this. And so she does that. And so we've had conversations about it. And listen, it's her deep insecurity. But what I don't need is a fucking stranger coming to my channel telling me to not have my friend on my channel when this is the 17th episode. Our faces have been on every single thumbnail for then you to be like, oh, I really don't like Chris. No, I really don't like you. And you are blocked. Period. Dunsey Bobunskis, don't come for my friend. I'm gonna come for my friend, but you're not gonna come for my friend. And my sister's gonna come for you, and I'm gonna come for you. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna block you. Anyways, there's that. So if y'all see, and I do appreciate those of you who are fans or who are supporters of us, defending Chris in the comment section, defending me in the comment section. I appreciate you. I block those people. So F them because I'm sick of it.
I love you. I love you. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Waht has more subscribers than me, so it happens more on Waht's channel, but obviously the same if this was on my channel. Is like, I mean, it's weird because we're spending so much time talking about this when there's only like 1 or 2 comments when the majority. Yeah, it's only because it's so interesting and it's like, well, I'm just sharing my opinion. Well, it's like, no, it's actually like just like a horrible, mean thing that you wanted to say that you think your opinion matters in such a way. Like literally, who are you? Are 2 people that have been doing videos for years. This is what I wanted to give you as my favorite wine. This is Tao of Pablos Robles. Apostle Robles is the name of the place. Oh, see, this is a picture I sent to Waht, which is now why it's here. And it's awkward because you can see it. I just got this manicure, by the way. And it's like this beautiful beige. It's like this white beige from OPI. It's called Coastal Sanctuary. Okay, great. So Tao is a winery that's like right a little north of Santa Barbara. It's not like super far from it, so we can get there in 4 hours. And it was made by 2 Lebanese brothers. And you see this wine a lot. I think in Southern California, you can see this wine a lot. And it's really yummy. It's beautiful, in fact. So I'm drinking out of a glass that my dad would say is a Pinot, well, this is true. It's a Pinot Noir glass, okay? And I'm drinking what you can see is as a full-bodied cab from this, which is bad, horrible, really shitty of me. Classless, tacky, shitty of me to be drinking my red wine from a Pinot Noir glass when it's actually a full-bodied cab, and I know that. But at the same time, this is a mid-priced wine. I think you can get this wine from any of your local places, like a Total Wine or a Beverage and Malt, probably for around 30-ish. Wow, what does it say there?
$19.90, $19.95, $30, girl. I sure wasn't gonna buy it for $30.
How much is yours says though?
$19.97. It's the Tao Cabernet Sauvignon Paso Robles.
Yeah, what year?
Oh shit, I don't know, girl. It's like 2017.
Okay, well then great. This is the 2018. Okay, then it wouldn't be like, yeah. So yeah, I said $30, but truly, I don't know. It's like $30. Definitely it's more expensive, a little more expensive, mid-range if you're at a restaurant and getting it. But you know, restaurants jack up the price so much. I'm gonna put it on that. So this is how I'm gonna show you. This is the Vivino thing. So I'm literally gonna take a picture of the exact same almost picture that I just showed you. And then God, I love this app so much. It's like Shazam. Then it brings up this whole thing. It shows you, yeah, you're right. On this, it says $15.99. So definitely cheap. But I mean, it's really beautiful. It says $15.99. You can buy for $15.99, but then it also says average price $27.99. So I'm not wrong. You know,
You're not wrong.
rarely am I. But it is such a beautiful wine. And yeah, it's like two Lebanese brothers by way of France, and I think it's a beautiful blend, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna probably purchase that and my favorite wines, and when we go to the Hollywood Bowl, I'm gonna have it.
Yeah, Mo is life. Like, yes, sometimes I pose, but also realize that like I am staring at myself right now. Look at me, looking at you, but this is me right now, looking at myself. That's me looking at Waht. There's Waht, there's me. I'm right there. For about an hour and 4 minutes, I've been staring at myself. And so sometimes you're just like, oh, what is that face? Those shadows are crazy. And I have like a double chin. Like, why am I looking at Waht like that? So then you're just like, you're just trying to sometimes not look like a monster. You know, I will say this, and it's another whole thing. It's hard being an actress or content creator where you watch yourself. Think about it. Like, half of the journey of acting or creating content or comedy is just to get rid of a self-consciousness so that when you step into a character or on stage or into the script and words of someone, you can let go and just be like, I'm going to be in the moment and then just live this. But what a cruel twist of fate that in 2021, I am forced to stare at my own face. And so to even go on in this live, I have to like put all this makeup on and stuff like that. So it's just like, I guess to me, it's like when you watch two friends talk about dumb things for an hour and a half and your comment is mean or negative, not about what we've said, but just something like, I don't like someone's whole personality or being, or I think that someone is detestable or annoying to me in some way. It's just, it's like, oh, that's a long time to hear words come out of my mouth and just be hating the way I look or hating my whole being. And then to comment on it on someone's channel is just so interesting. Like you wouldn't just be like, I don't watch that. But I'm going to comment about it. I'm going to write. I'm going to push comment and then type words, the energy of such. That alone should cause someone pause in their life to take such energy, because it isn't like you are going to be like, Chris, you're wrong about this. Let me tell you why. And I could be like, okay, anyway.
I agree. I
really
think that the choice to make a comment about it and go out loudly is the choice that I find an issue with. And I'm not the only person. There's a content creator by the name of Kev on Stage, whom I absolutely love, who I'm a patron of on Patreon. I support him because one day I hope that he's my boss and that he supports this channel and he supports this show and puts it on his shit. He feels the same way when people say, oh, Kev, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to watch your content because it's X, Y, and Z. Or, oh, Kev, you used to cuss. You didn't used to cuss and now you cuss. Or, oh, Kev, you didn't used to drink and now you drink. And like, he's like, you don't have to tell me any of that. You could just go. I don't even know. You could just go, but you want to stick us in the face or stick us in the eyeball and in the heart by leaving a comment because you feel like it's something to do with the First Amendment. Well, guess what? The First Amendment means that you can say whatever you want to say and the government isn't going to kill you or put you in jail. But guess who's going to block you is me. I don't give a damn about the First Amendment. This is my channel. I say what I want to say. And if I'm wrong and you call me out on it and I read your comment and I decide, you know what, that person's right, then that's my choice. But if I read your comment and then I decide, F that person, and I block you from everything, you're just fucking blocked, bro. You just need to leave it alone and go about your business, because I personally do not need the negativity, because guess what? Guessed with a T. What? There is so much negativity going on in here anyway. There is so much trauma. There is so much shitty things that I'm saying about myself that you, stranger on the internet, don't need it from you. And I, with impunity, will block you.
I can't wait to.
And I give my moderators full range to block anybody they want to block. And let me know on the side, hey, you should block this person. And that's what I say. Oh, hot cocoa bang bang. Yes, Kev on stage. Listen, stage crew in the he's house. And I don't feel bad because when Kev says this stuff, I go, at least it's not just me. This is a guy who has his own studio, who's producing his own content, has his own app, employs other people of color, black people, black women, actors, and comedians, has a show called Keep Your Distance Comedy, and employed comedians throughout the whole ass pandemic. And he still gets people coming to his channel telling him that they don't like him because he did this and blah, 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 blah. And it bothers him too. So listen, if it's allowed to bother Kev, it can bother me. I'm a human. And that's the way I feel. You can't tell me why. You should just let it go, because unless you have a YouTube channel and you get people commenting on your shit, you don't know how it feels. And I personally don't read the comments. And I'm sorry for those of you who cannot catch a live. I don't read the comments afterwards. And I try to tell Chris not to read the comments afterwards too, but she cannot help it. She can't help it.
Can you put up what's the tease comment? Tell them haters, I walk around the house butt naked and I stop at every mirror just to stare at my own posterior. And I don't care who's talking behind my back because a bitch knew better than to let me hear her. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, and what we're specifically talking about is bitches that did not know better than to let me hear them. They let me hear them and then they're gone. That's what I'm saying. I don't care if you talk behind my back. I don't care if you like watch this video and you're just like, ugh, Wah's the best. And that, why is she friends with that other one? She's the worst.
Yeah, we don't care.
Keep that in your mind. No, don't say it to my face. That's why I guess my whole point is thank you so much. That is the perfect Megan Thee Stallion lyric to really bring it home. And I love it so much, which is so interesting is I do love that lyric. It's one of my favorites, even though I mess it up.
All right, you guys. So we are at an hour and 30 minutes into us. And I want to thank you guys so much for being with us this evening. I wanted to be in bed fully naked with no makeup on at this point. But listen, this is where we're at in our lives. And so I am going to let you guys go. I'm going to let Chris go. And Spacetime Continuum, thank you so much for that super chat, boo.
Algorithmically, there's no difference between thumbs up or down. But YouTube just sees it as engagement. Thumbs down just makes you feel bad is all. It's absolutely.
Listen, I love a thumbs down. Just don't comment. I love a thumbs down. Thumbs down. Hot Cocoa Bayman says, yo, somebody actually commented on Kev on Stage Pick and said, I used to follow him until I found out he had a white wife. Shake my head. His wife definitely isn't white. His wife is 100% a black woman who he's been dating since he was 16 years old. Anyways, Ramsterdam, what time is it, sis? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 4 a.m., Ramsterdam. Go to bed. Oh, thank you, Ramsterdam.
This is your best wig. We love this wig, Wah.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Spacetime Continuum. Algorithmically. There is no difference between the thumbs up and a thumbs down. YouTube just sees it as engagement. Thumbs down, it just makes you feel bad is all. It doesn't make me feel bad at all. Go or let it go. Okay.
Oh no, sure. They're saying the person that feels bad is the person that thumbs it down. All they're saying is you don't care as a content creator because YouTube will give you a yes or no. I mean, YouTube just makes it good for you if people engage. And the person that thumbs down all makes them feel bad, doesn't give you anything. Ha ha ha. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Spacetime Continuum. Thank you. Ramsterdam is 6. Oh, you're 7. You're 10 hours ahead? No, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you are 9 hours ahead. Wow. You're 9 hours ahead. Oh, girl.
Are you going to get up at 6:30 tomorrow?
I'm going to try. So here's that. I got to let you guys go because I got to get up at 6:30 in the morning so I can get to work because it's Friday. I actually work Monday through Friday for the first time in my adult life. And let me tell you, it is great. Just to remind you guys, Love After Lockup comes on tomorrow. I will be reviewing that. At some point, Chris will be reviewing her Big Brother of this week. And I'm going to Missouri on Sunday through Thursday. So if you guys are in Missouri, St. Louis specifically, St. Louis/Berkeley area, holla at your girl on social media. Let me know. If I have time in the evening or in the day, I will try to make an attempt to meet you so that we can just get a sip of coffee or what have you. So there's that. All right, Chris, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to put up your information. You can find Chris on any of her social media platforms as Chris L. Farah. The L is for Lebanese.
Yes, my loves. And so, yes, if you're watching Big Brother, I'm going to watch tonight's Big Brother. I watched yesterday's, and I will go live tomorrow, Friday, in the daytime to talk about it. So that's what I'm going to do. I've actually really enjoyed. I did a daytime live for 90 Day on Monday. I usually go Sunday night lives for 90 Day Fiance, but I didn't last week because I had a huge audition that I didn't get. Great. So, yeah, so Friday I'll go tomorrow live on my channel, Big Brother, and then Sunday night we'll go live on my channel for 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After. And other than that, I really appreciate you guys, and I love hanging out with you, and you're the best, and thank you for being nice and supporting us and letting us just like talk shit about people and get out our frustrations. We didn't even talk about how fun our like crazy murder mystery dinner party was for people that were there last week. We had a lot of fun doing that. Everything was really fun. Waht put a lot of videos on her Snapchat. I wish you like put together a big story about them. And the killer was not one of us. It was this girl named Shay, but in her character, she was the like a singer, right? So we both didn't get it. I thought it was Waht. I blamed Waht the whole time. I had a finger pointed at Waht the whole time, trying to get her whole family against her. Just kept calling her a slutty whore the whole time. Well, her character was a slutty whore. We all know that.
She's just sad and desperate. That's what
Also, Waht, one comment about the eyeliner.
Looks good. Yeah, it looks good. It's very sharp and crisp, and it's dark. More is life. Can you email me at justcallmewaht@gmail.com and let me know what's going on. I'm really trying to go to that on Tuesday morning though, because a lot of I won't know really what my schedule is until Monday. So please email me. We can talk about it.
Yeah, make a photocopy Waht of your vaccination. Just so we all have a card of your vaccination, but just make sure you have like an extra photocopy just in case, because you're going to be why are you looking at me like that? Yeah. Do you know that you should do
I feel like you just came out of left field saying that. So what prompted that
conversation? You need to be vaxxed too. So victory begins in the garden was I just maybe talking about you going to different things. Plus you're traveling and such. And I think it'd be smart to just have make sure you have a copy of your vaccination record with you. Just like one would do take a picture of your driver's license if these things get lost. Anyway, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Chris Elf. There, the L is for Lebanese. Also have a private Facebook group called Vanity Fair on my loves, which I will always post before I go live. And so if you're interested in watching Big Brother or just talking to me throughout the week, you can do that. Just a full-on super chat, just sneaking it in. What's the tea? Have an awesome morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that super chat. All right, and my name is Wahima. You can find me on social medias at Just Call Me Waht. You can find me on Snapchat at Wicked Waht. That's WICKEDWA. There's no H attached to that. Usually after I make an announcement, I go on ahead and add those people. So you can follow me on a Snapchat, but you can also follow me on the YouTuberies. Here you can also follow me, Calandra Jackson. I just went on ahead and added you, and Calandra. And then you can follow me on TikTok. I'm doing things on TikTok, you guys. A lot of things on TikTok. Every time I wear makeup, I try to post some stuff on TikTok. So follow me on TikTok as Just Call Me Waht as well. Thank you guys so much for being here. Chris and I are going to go to bed. I'm going to shower, wipe all of this makeup off. And for a fact, I'm just going to show you a little bit of what's behind the curtain. Oh, look, this is cute. I want to dance with somebody.
Yeah, that's adorable.
I want to feel the heat with somebody.
Oh.
I want to dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Okay, you guys have a fantastic evening. All right, and remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.
And take care of yourselves and one another. Eat organic dried mango. Make art. Something. We love you.